Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Hoodoo London. This is for entertainment purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders that took place on the 13th of November 2022. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to be the anniversary of the horrific tragic that happened on the 13th of November. Brian Christopher Kohlberger is still in court. The cameras have been allowed in court with supervision of the judge himself, Judge John Judge. I did make an earlier clip of the 4chan post, but I could see that it wasn't completely clear. So I wanted to make a new one explaining a bit more about a theory that I got from one of my subscribers. I really appreciate the comments, the kind comments you leave behind in my channel. My subscribers, I know I'm being biased, are the most intelligent people, I would say. They come up with excellent critical thinking and thoughts. Many other people do that too. But I love my subscribers. I couldn't ask for more. May the victims rest in peace, justice for the families, and let me start before I come to the theory. The 4chan post is a very known post. It was on Reddit, it was on Twitter. There was a lot of speculations about it in the beginning. For me, it makes the most sense. I've always said that allegedly the Sigma Chi fraternity boys were involved. The reason I say that is we clearly know that there was a fight between them, Xana and Ethan. May the couple rest in peace. May Maddie and Xana rest in peace too. I believe the motive clearly states in the 4chan post. The targets' names are clearly written. We saw the 4 figures running. It makes sense with everything that happened. I don't believe much in coincidence. People are different. Coincidences do happen, but when something like this happens, everything needs to be scrutinized. Apparently, the night of the murders, Ethan and Lodge got into a fight at Sigma Chi, and Ethan said Lodge had shrivelly balls. Excuse me for my language, from steroids. Xana was talking shit too. David Lodge has long-standing beef with Ethan, and apparently Maddie too. Barry and David Lodge are butt buddies, who talked about murder fantasies before. Also something about Barry being Ethan's suitor and not doing well with it. So, Shivley Ball's comment triggered the steroid rage in Lodge and his little twink sidekick. Carried out their long-standing fantasies together. This is at least what I gathered from the fraternity. One person doing the wet work and up to 3 people on the lookout. We saw 4 figures running. Let's not forget that. And that's a fact. I don't know why the police haven't investigated that or haven't come up and told us. The poster claimed to even know where the knife is. That's the weapon that was used in the murders, although I believe it was more than one weapon used. It all checks out so far. Barry seems to be quite the incel. He is only in the frat to boast a GPA. He was also Ethan's tutor. Allegedly, David Lodge was at the grub truck. He had on the yellow hoodie and the black jacket. He was there for a while, and he left right before the girls left. Everyone in the grub truck looked really dodgy for me. Not everyone, but mostly everyone. They were seeing the same pictures of the crime scene, I personally believe. Although it was blurry, I tried to show as much as I can. We had Saeed in the Banfield watching the same pictures too. So that just can't be a coincidence. I have it on good authority. Cousin is a cop in a nearby town, but called in to help in Moscow once school started back up. Apparently, their investigation is looking directly at the Sigma Chi frat party Eaton and Zana attended from 8 to 9 that night. I do believe that because it was said on the news that the Sigma Chi fraternity was under a microscope. Clearly, they were under investigations. The president of the Sigma Chi said that they do not have cameras and CCTV cameras in their premises. We heard that Eaton and Zana had a fight in the Sigma Chi party, and we know that BF, one of the surviving roommates, was there too. He did not have any update on the timeline after they left 9 to 1:45, that's true, but did say it looks like the investigation is honing in on to 2 suspects from the party that night, and an update should publicly name them by the end of the week. Sigma has made the social privates and removed all info from Facebook going back a few years. That's completely right. They went back to 2018. You couldn't see anything after 2018. They made that private. They believe Eaton and Zana were the main targets stemming from an argument that night. Downstairs, survivors could hear 2 mates run raging to the room above them, figured it was an after party, locked the doors and went to bed. When they discovered them in the morning, about 30 minutes before the 911 call, they called their friends at the Sigma to come over, who in turn called the police. We're talking about the suspects who were called to the scene, so obviously the scene was tampered with, allegedly. It's right across the street, and for whatever reason they believed it was the people from Sigma upstairs around 2:15 that night. That could be very possible, but the part about 2:15, I believe, could have been 2:55, because wasn't that the last time Maddie and Kaylee were calling Jack D? We heard the yelling, "Stop it, stop," in the body cam of the undercover cop at 2:55 and 42 seconds, I believe. Unless, like I always said, could it be possible that somebody was calling Jack D from the girls' phones just to get Jack D an alibi? I've always said that allegedly. That's my opinion. Back door was left open, one dead in bed, the other blocking the room's door with the body. That was Eaton. Although what's the obsession says that she's in good contact with the Sigma Chi fraternity boys who should be properly investigated and she shouldn't be working with them, I do not believe that Eaton was found in the bed. Police just updated the FBI. Updated the FBI to reiterate they are not looking into the activities of that night. Very strange. Only the murders, which to me suggests something went on, fight, drugs, etc., and spilled into anger later the night and got them killed. Also, they want to release profile they created as it would cause under fear in the community, in the Greek life. And then these are the comments. You all can read it. Rogan Jack is actually Rogan J. So they're trying to say that Maddie, Eaton, and Zana were the targets and not Kaylee. Kaylee wasn't supposed to be there that night. I personally believe there were 2 different targets. One by the Sigma Chi fraternity, like the 4chan says, and the other targets was Maddie and Kaylee, I apologize. And they had to be from someone else. I'll come to that later. So this is the part that someone in my comments said something that I would like to mention. Bro, you can see the Kings Road house from David, Sigma Chi's room. Once the 3rd floor light turned off, they did it. 19 minutes total, walked included. That's the 4 figures, I guess. Talked about this shit at Bishop Kelly and SX Lodge. That's David Lodge, and Eaton got into a fight that night. Zana allegedly talking shit. L, the Slodge, have props with Mads, also Maddie. This shit's been brewing since fall rush last year. CUNTS went quiet on SM for 2 weeks before and after the deed. Barry's mom a paralegal, so he knows not to say shit. David Lodge cleared his SM. Had to take SHIT, SX22, saw E, X, and Lodge. That's Eaton Zana and David Lodge. And Barry at the party, Lodge and Eaton have issues back to Eaton rushing them, I guess. Eaton talks shit about Lodge taking steroids and having his balls shrivel. David Lodge pissed as he wanted X for dumbass youngins. He wanted Xana. Like E, tutors are signed. Barry blew it with E. So Barry was Eaton's tutor, a second-year freshie. Barry also self-conscious about his spick blood and talks empty shit. Barry and David Lodge talked about the shit in general for a while, talked about leaving the cell phone behind. And on YouTube, autoplay, no pings, no guns, too loud, area dead early Sunday morning. Barry even calls out shit media. Media saying, you can read the word, was target. They talk about Kaylee. That's a very disrespectful way to talk about somebody. That shit is false. Targets was E, Eaton, Zana, Mads. Mads talk shit about David Lodge. Never acknowledge Barry. Mads right about that one. He's a CUNT. David Lodge have also taken up Barry. WKF, Dirty South Lodge and E hated each other. Barry got a bid because our house GPS sucked and the NC was on our asses. So this is someone from the Sigma Chi, the enormous person. Barry is a schizo. Dirty South and Eaton could not be more opposite. Mads, that's Maddie, did talk shit. Dirty also pissed. She was with Rogan, Jake. Had to charge. No plug. Mads also was the target. Kaylee was not the target at all. Bad luck. Well-known fact. High probability some brothers are aware. Rogan has ample opportunities and will play the grieving boyfriend. Barry actually talked about this shit in detail in the past. We hear electrician glove. Remember I showed you that there was a glove that one of the three boys had on? Put on baggy clothes after walk away. BTW. Barry's dad works in a professional cleaning company. That shit was disposed of in a garden city over the Thanksgiving holiday. So let me come back to this part. Had to take a shit. SX22 saw EX Lodge and Barry at the party. Lodge and E have issues back to Eaton rushing. Eaton talks shit about Lodge taking steroids and having his balls shrivel. David Lodge pissed as he wanted Xana for dumbass youngins like Eaton. Tutors are assigned. Okay. So this is the part I wanted to come to. Tutors are assigned. Barry blew it with E. Eaton a second-year freshie. Barry also self-conscious about his spick blood and talks empty shit. Barry and Lodge talked about the shit in general for a while. Talked about leaving their cell phones behind and on YouTube autoplay. No pings, no guns, too loud. Area dead early Sunday morning. Now this good subscriber of mine, I love my subscribers, they have excellent critical thinking. She asked a very important question. She said since they were going to leave their phones on autoplay, and since previously they mentioned Zoomers, that was the word. Yeah, if you look at the third page, it states there, taking suggestions for what to call this mess so far, I've got the Ballsack Massacre, Nutgate, Bromagedon, the University of Izoomer's murders. the University of Idaho Zoomers murders. The subscriber asked me, could it be possible that they zoomed? The Zoomer sounds like Zoom. Did they zoom the murders so that people could actually see it on a live stream? I think that is extremely important. That was a very interesting comment. At least I find that to be interesting. Because let's not forget, the people on the grub truck was watching it, allegedly. The people on the band field, Saeed, was watching the pictures I showed you all. So was this on Zoom? I've always asked this question, was there cameras in the girl's house or something that they were zooming, that they were live streaming it from? But this person made a lot of sense. Could they have been zooming it? Because how come all of these other students were watching this on their phones? Everyone was busy on their phones. Now, if you look at how they plan to do these quadruple murders, it makes sense. You have 3 targets, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. They said Kaylee wasn't a target. That's why I believe there was 2 separate targets. And I believe basically everybody who wanted these 4 poor souls to be gone came together and did it, if it makes sense. And then they zoomed it on Zoomers or whatever. We saw David Lodge in the grub truck, but we don't know exactly when the murders happened. Trigger warning. We were told they happened between 3 to 4. And that is very possible because David Lodge left the grub truck with his friends before Maddie and Kaylee came. So he must have left around 1:35, 1:38, something like that. This makes a lot of sense. But the question is, how does Brian Christopher Koberger play into this crime? We do know that there was an investigation on the Sigma Chi boys. We saw that on the news. And the president of the Sigma Chi boys said we do not have cameras, strangely enough. Statements are conclusory without support, and there's no further information or detail pertaining to the substance of testimony, its material, or the alleged exculpatory information of Ms. Funk, or why it would be entertained as preliminary hearing. What did Bethany Funk know, is my question. Why are they refusing her to testify? There's so many evidence that is not allowed to be shown to the public. Everything's on gag order, but I want to know what Bethany Funk saw. She was, after all, in the Sigma Chi fraternity party with Ethan and Xana, so she must have witnessed the fight, and then plus she was one of the surviving roommates. She was texting with DM. What did they see? What did they hear? What did they know? What did they not know? Make it make sense. I believe the 4chan makes the most sense. People just don't go unliving people without a reason. They have to have a reason. Let's be real. And I believe the reason was these Davids, Barry, and all of them with low self-esteem allegedly acted up on the crime. The 4 figures running has everything to do with this, I believe. They were running from the King's Road, from that direction. They were running towards the Sigma Chi. They said 19 minutes without phones, no guns. That would be too loud on an early Sunday morning. So all this was brooming, and they decided to play on according to their fantasies. When people are on steroids, that's a serious thing, especially when it's not on prescriptions and it's not monitored. There's serious side effects that come with that. Why were they under a microscope to start with? So this is my theory about the 4chan. Look at the girl who's on her phone. She usually has on a hat. I noticed that her, the tall guy with the Idaho jumper, and Jovito, the guy with the long hair and beard, I believe his name is Aiden Ahud, the group that was yelling out Xana's name, they all were on their phones at the same time watching something. What is strange is all this behavior started after David Lodge, allegedly, and his friends left. So is the Zoomers Zoom? Were they all live streaming from Zoom? Or did they put devices in the girl's house so that they could Zoom it in a live stream? The group of boys who are standing there with the white shoes, white sneakers, the one who has his hands in his pocket with the yellow jumper and the black jacket and the black cap, and is David Lodge. Number 9 is from Sigma Chi fraternity. I've heard number 8 is from Sigma Chi too. This guy with the Idaho, Idaho jumper is from Sigma Chi too. It's quite strange that there were a lot of Sigma Chi boys hanging at the grub truck that night. It could be a coincidence, but according to the 4chan, it may not be. These are all the fraternity boys, and I believe they all are Sigma Chi. You have David behind with his 3 friends, number 8, number 9, these 2 with the jumpers. Quite strange. And everybody's on their phone. Was this on live stream? There had to be a way that they all were live streaming it and watching it. I believe number 9 could have been working with them, since he's from the Sigma Chi fraternity, and the interactions he was having with Maddie is very suspicious. I like how somebody said in the comment channel that maybe he was putting a gummy in her mouth. I don't think it was that innocent. A quadruple murder happened right after that. Why would he give Maddie a gummy? He was waiting for Maddie. He hugged Maddie, and you can see he has his hand inside her mouth. So I really don't understand why people can't see what is in front of their eyes. He couldn't be putting a ticket inside her mouth. I refuse to buy that. I zoomed in and made it more clearer. So when people say he was actually giving his ticket to the man in the counter, you can see whatever he put was in Maddie's mouth. It wasn't giving a ticket to the counter. And I'm surprised that the coroner said there's no need for a toxicological report. There's always need for a toxicological report. These are students. These are college students. They could have been overdosed. They could have been poisoned. I can name 10 different things why a toxicological report is important, especially in a vulnerable case like this. I personally believe that somebody gave Maddie a roofie in the corner club. Maddie couldn't stand on her feet, and that wasn't only intoxication. I have seen people who have been given roofies too, and day rape drugs. Trigger warning. Why was he waiting for Maddie to come? He waved at Maddie And then he said he's going to put someone to sleep.